Well, hi there, everyone. It is, good Lord, almost 11:30, and time to show up. I'm showing up. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit, and let's shit in the box. I have been messing around with my Starfield load order all day, and I've been bouncing back and forth. I'm very annoyed at this bug in Terran Armada that is not letting me do quests for the Arbitrator, and I'm not sure what to do about it. So I'm wrestling with that question. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because on the one hand, it would kind of be fun to start over at level 1 again. And on the other, it would kind of suck because I've got like 3,000 hours in this one save, but man, starting from scratch, I enjoy starting from scratch. I think it's a fun thing to do, and really, it's one of those things about, can I find a way to get past the hump where the game isn't fun for a while, and you have to grind through it to get to the next stage. So, that's really the question there. But I've also been kicking a lot of mods out of my load order, because it's like the Starborn Gravis suit, the observatory, the Dimog vehicle. I never use these, like, ever, under any circumstances. So why are they even in my load order? Why do I have all these blackout skins for weapons I don't like and don't use? I don't care. They have no real meaningful use in the game. It's ridiculous to have them there. The perfect recipe is a boring storyline and doesn't have anything useful in it. Why do I still have it? Escape is kind of cool. I'm still going through doing some stuff with that. At Hell's Gate is linear, and once you've gone through it, you've gone through it. And the only reason to keep it in your load order is if you want the stuff you get at the end of the quest. I don't wear that suit. I don't use that sword. I don't carry that shotgun. These aren't things that I use. So once you've been through it once, why would you keep it around? Watchtower has a really neat, the space station that you have as your base. That's really cool, because you get all of the mission boards there, and that's nice and convenient. But I don't really care about the ship habs, and I don't care about sky drops, and I don't care about having a fleet. I don't want to have a fleet. It's obnoxious the way that Watchtower components keep popping up and ending up in your inventory, and then you go to some planet and you've got contraband, and that's a problem. And that's annoying, and I don't find it valuable. I don't get enough value out of Watchtower now that I've been through it to consider it worth keeping around. It just isn't that interesting. Kind of like Shattered Space. I mean, I've been through the Shattered Space quest line several times. I don't care. Like, here's a house on Varunkai. Gee, thanks. I have several empty houses that I can, like, put stuff into. Now, the Trackers Alliance stuff, I like that. I like the Trackers Alliance stuff, because my background's a bounty hunter, so of course I would like that. The Starborn Guardian 7+, I like that just because it serves as a great little counter for or how many times I've been through the Unity. High-level weapons, I don't think are necessary, like, at all. I mean, you can make some incredibly ridiculous weapons, starting with the high-level weapons and upgrading their quality. But I'm just not that interested in doing that. I don't find it all that useful, honestly. And I don't see the point of keeping it in my load order. Cryomancers would be useful if I do like the Cryonox. I like the ship, but they don't have any unique ship parts. It's just, I mean, I could build that ship normally, and it's just, it has the Cabot cockpit. That's like the only thing. I build my own ships. It's not really a big deal. So Cryomancers just offers me a bunch of armor I don't wear, and a bunch of weapons that I don't use, and a bunch of companions that I don't want. It's just not that useful. The Spacer Overhaul is worthwhile just for flavor. That's cool. That adds something that's worth keeping in the game. Falkland System Ship Services. I like their. I really like their Class C 45 power engine. That's really nice. If I could get one with a few more, that would be. If I could just get a 50 power engine, I would really like that. I would really like to have one. But yeah, a 45 power engine, that's great, you know, and I like having that. And there are some cool ship parts there, and there are some things I can mess around with and play with. And I just picked up the ASC Deimos ship parts. I haven't really played with the parts and tried to make anything with them yet. But the thing I really like about that is when you get to the appropriate part in the Crimson Fleet quest line, it makes the comm spike and the conduction grid available from Deimos. It drives me nuts that they call it Deimos. It's not Deimos. That's a Latin pronunciation. It's Greek. It's Deimos. It's pronounced Deimos. Drives me fucking nuts. But it's a brand name. You pronounce it the way they tell you to pronounce it. You know, it's just. I do wish somebody in the game knew it was Deimos. Just one person, one voice line. They always call it Deimos, but it's actually pronounced Deimos. Just one line in there. That would be nice. I also picked up this thing called Continuum, because now that we've got the quantum entanglement device and we can pass objects from universe to universe, Continuum ends with a way to pass credits from universe to universe. I think that will be useful for picking up that fucking asteroid house, which is taking forever to get. It's ridiculous how hard it is to save up for that thing. But it'll happen. I feel like a lot of people are batching up lots of money because they're not doing New Game Plus, because they're just not going into the Unity. And that's very frustrating, because if you're not going into the Unity, yeah, you're going to batch up stuff forever. But 5 million credits is like 300 quests. That's a lot. I don't know. Maybe they're all like. They probably all have the vendor credits jacked up to the maximum and are just like making some shit at their outposts and camping outside the vendor for 24 hours at a shot. Whoops, sell another 25,000 credits worth. Well, you know, you do that. Do that 200 times. Wouldn't even be that hard to make 5 million credits worth of shit in an outpost. And it's just a matter of grinding the vendor buying them from you, which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, people do it. I don't know why they do it. It's fucking dumb. But I did finally get that fucking riddle achievement. That was nice. And yeah, I was trying to go through Terran Armada and do the stuff with Delta, but that became problematic. I can't get the arbitrator to give me any quests, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know how I'm going to address that particular situation. It's annoying. I'll come up with something, but it's really the I think I've only got 5 more achievements to get. Yeah, I got 5 more achievements. One of them's that fucking action figure thing. That's going to take forever. I still have to do the incursion eliminator where you clear out 30 incursions. And I got to do Contract Killer, and I got to do the 2 Delta quests. Those are the 5 things I need to do there. And that's been frustrating. And I just been worrying about that all day. I've just been trying to figure out how to do these quests. And really all I'm trying to do, it's the same thing as when I was waiting for Terran Armada to release. I'm just trying to distract myself and keep myself I'm just trying to keep myself occupied as I wait for the new Steam controller to come out. This is my second Steam controller right here. This is the second Steam controller that I bought. My first one, my launch Steam controller, is here, and you can see it's held together with hair ties because it doesn't have any screws in it anymore. And I parted out. I got a second Steam controller used, and it's been used for parts over and over again, and all of the bits and pieces of it have been moved into the original Steam controller that I was working with. And I originally got the secondary Steam controller because the pad on the joystick was wearing out, and then the pad on this joystick started wearing out, and then I had a malfunction on the D-pad on this one. And malfunctioning D-pad is worse than a worn-out thumbstick. So I switched back to the original launch controller, and I just had to fix it over and over again. And I'm just waiting these last few days. I'm chomping at the bit for this new Steam controller. It's so fucking... there's like 4 things this year that I'm just jumping up and down like a kid on his birthday about. It's like, can I open a present now? Can I open a present now? And it's like the Terran Armada DLC was like a big deal, and now the Steam controller is a big deal. And at the end of the year, I got GTA 6, and between now and then, there is supposed to be a Hellraiser video game that drops. And I was really excited about that, but... one of the devs said in an interview that they thought it was really important to dig into Pinhead's motivation. We did that in Hellraiser 3, remember? And it was crap, and it sucked. It's nobody liked it. Hellraiser 3 is like, I mean, it's my favorite movie of the bunch, but there's a lot of shittiness to it. And there's some shittiness to 2. There's the moment where Dr. Chenard says, "Ah, good, a fight." And that whole scene is just so stupid. It's so unbelievably dumb. And then when you get to Hellraiser 3, everything gets weird and fucked up. And what it really comes down to is, in the core of the Hellraiser series, Hellraiser is fundamentally about the Cenobites are priests of the Order of the Gash. And the only thing they do is they go to people who want an experience beyond human understanding. And they give those people that experience. And if those people can handle this experience, then they themselves become Cenobites. They fucked all of this up in Bloodlines. And really, the whole Labyrinth and Leviathan thing in Hellraiser 2 was kind of fucking garbage. The first one was excellent. The second one was pretty good. Lots of skinned Julia, which is really fucking hot. And one of the things that Hellraiser really needs to do is it needs to make you squirm in your seat. It needs to have scenes that make you go, ooh, ooh, oh no, ooh, I don't like that one bit. Let's watch it again. And the original Hellraiser had a few of those moments, and Hellraiser 2 had a few of those moments, and Hellraiser 3 really did not have those moments. But it did have that absolutely delicious massacre scene at the gasworks. And that's why I love it. All the new Cenobites in 3 were just fucking ridiculous, though. Stupid. They're more like comic book characters. And I just feel like they phoned it in. They lost some of the darkness. It needs to be very... Hellraiser needs to be not just very dark, it also needs to be very, very horny. And I don't think Hellraiser 3 was sufficiently horny. I think Hellraiser 4 kind of got a little of that back, but not enough of it, and then all of the rest of them just kind of completely lost track of the idea that it's supposed to be horny. I actually loved Hellraiser Judgment as a movie in its own right. It just wasn't a Hellraiser movie, and I like the reboot. And the new androgynous Pinhead. I thought that was a great choice, because that's how it was in the original book. In the Hellbound Heart, the Hell Priest is androgynous. You can't really tell what gender you're looking at. And I think that's an important thing to keep in there. But yeah, the guy in charge of the Hellraiser movie, or the Hellraiser video game, or at least one of the guys I'm not sure it was the guy in charge, but the guy who was talking in this interview, he doesn't seem to get Hellraiser. I was really hoping, looking at the early trailers and the early previews and the early discussions, I was really hoping this would be a Hellraiser video game from people who get Hellraiser. And now it doesn't seem like it is. So I'm gonna leave it sit for a while. I'm not gonna jump on the Hellraiser video game as soon as it comes out. I'm gonna leave it sit, and I'm gonna see what the reviews are, and I'm specifically gonna look for I'm gonna specifically look for the reviews that are put forward by my serious Clive Barker fans, who are all on Blue Sky, and they're all trans women. Trans women love Hellraiser. I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, Hellraiser, I told people over and over, Hellraiser is not a movie. It is a religion. And if you don't understand that, I don't think you should be working on a video game about it. There's not enough horror in video games these days. And the horror there is in video games really kind of shies away from the disturbing, distressing stuff. There's not enough body horror. And of course, Eli Roth turned out to be a jackass. I used to think he did really great stuff. Cabin Fever was excellent. I really wanted to see more stuff like Cabin Fever. And then they did Cabin Fever 2, and it's like, wow, you guys really don't get why Cabin Fever was good. I'm really tired of people who have one good project, one good idea, and they just coast on it. Says the game developers whose only game that anybody ever actually cared about was Dope Wars. One of the things that I asked for many, many years was, why do I even know who Russell Brand is? What did he do? What did he ever do? I don't think he did anything. So, it's the same way with Eli Roth. Clive Barker at least did a bunch of stuff. He did a whole lot of cool shit. But anyway, I'm just trying to keep myself occupied in Starfield until the Steam controller comes out on Monday. It's just like 5 days. And I'm waiting for it. God knows how long it's going to take to ship. I'll feel better when it's on the way here, because until I actually get the order in and I get a ship date, I'm going to be concerned that when I go there to buy it, they're going to say, nope, sorry, out of stock. They might still do that. I'm going to be sitting there like right at 10 o'clock. Right at 10 o'clock Monday morning, I'm going to be like, come on. Is it available yet? Is it available? Come on. Show me my wish list. Show me the Steam controller. Show me my wish list. Show me the Steam controller. Show me my wish list. Show me the Steam controller. I've been waiting years for this. I've been complaining for years and saying, oh, God. And I've used my Steam controller for over 10 years. And it's in such bad shape. And I'm like, you gotta update it. You gotta give me a new one. But I gotta wait till Monday. I just gotta wait till Monday. Anyway, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. Okay, bye.